Are you looking to move abroad and establish yourself in a beautiful and welcoming community? Have you considered applying for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee program? If so, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll be discussing everything you need to know about applying for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee program, including eligibility requirements, application processes, and more. But before we begin, I want to personally ask you to hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more useful tips and insights on working abroad. As someone who has gone through the process of immigrating, I know firsthand how important it is to have access to accurate information and support. Our channel is committed to providing you with the information and guidance you need to succeed in your career and life abroad. What is Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program? The Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program, or NSPNP, is an immigration program designed to attract skilled workers, entrepreneurs, and international graduates to the province of Nova Scotia. The program is administered by the Government of Nova Scotia, in partnership with the Government of Canada, and it allows selected candidates to apply for permanent residency in Canada. Why should you choose Nova Scotia to live in? Nova Scotia is a beautiful province located in eastern Canada, with a rich culture and heritage, a thriving economy, and a welcoming community. The province offers a high quality of life, excellent education and healthcare systems, and plenty of opportunities for career growth and personal development. Whether you're interested in outdoor activities, arts and culture, or entrepreneurship, Nova Scotia has something to offer everyone. If you're still not convinced, here are some more reasons why you should choose Nova Scotia as your new home. Affordable cost of living. Nova Scotia has a lower cost of living compared to other Canadian provinces, making it an attractive option for those on a budget. Accessible healthcare. Nova Scotia has a universal healthcare system that provides coverage for all residents, regardless of their income or employment status. Vibrant arts and culture scene. Nova Scotia has a thriving arts and culture community, with numerous festivals, museums, and galleries to explore. Stunning natural landscapes. Nova Scotia is home to some of the most beautiful natural landscapes in Canada, including beaches, forests, and mountains. Welcoming community. Nova Scotians are known for their warm and friendly nature, making it easy for newcomers to feel at home. Who is eligible for Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program? To be eligible for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program, you must meet certain criteria, including having a valid job offer from a Nova Scotia employer in a skilled occupation, having at least 1 year of work experience in the nominated occupation, having a valid language test score in English or French minimum CLB 5 for most occupations, having a minimum level of education, usually a high school diploma or equivalent, meeting the age and health requirements, having sufficient settlement funds to support yourself and your family in Nova Scotia. Requirements and documents. When applying for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program, you'll need to provide various documents to support your application, including a valid job offer from a Nova Scotia employer, a copy of your passport and other identification documents, proof of language proficiency IELTS or other language tests, educational credentials, transcripts, degrees, diplomas, resume or CV, reference letters from previous employers, police clearance certificates, medical examination report. It's important to ensure that all your documents are accurate, complete, and up to date to avoid any delays or complications in your application process. How to apply for Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program to get a PNP nomination. To apply for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program, you'll need to follow these steps. Step 1. Research your eligibility. Before you begin your application process, make sure you meet the eligibility criteria for the program. If you're not sure, you can use the NSPNP website to assess your eligibility and explore your options. Step 2. Find a job in Nova Scotia. To apply for the NSPNP, You'll need to have a valid job offer from a Nova Scotia employer in a skilled occupation. You can search for job openings in Nova Scotia through various online job portals or recruitment agencies. Step 3. Apply to the NSPNP. Once you have a valid job offer, you can submit your application to the NSPNP. You'll need to complete the application form, provide all required documents, and pay the application fee. Step 4. Wait for the nomination. After submitting your application, you'll need to wait for the NSPNP to process your application and make a decision on your nomination. This process can take several months, so be patient. Step 5. Apply for permanent residency. If you're nominated by the NSPNP, you'll receive a letter of nomination and be invited to apply for permanent residency through the Government of Canada's Express Entry system. You'll need to submit your permanent residency application within 6 months of receiving your nomination. Pathway for migration to Nova Scotia. There are several pathways for migration to Nova Scotia, including the Nova Scotia Nominee Program, the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, and the Federal Skilled Worker Program. The NSPNP is one of the most popular pathways, as it allows selected candidates to apply for permanent residency in Canada. How much IELTS score is required for Nova Scotia PNP? To be eligible for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program, you'll need to demonstrate proficiency in English or French. The minimum language requirement for most occupations is a Canadian language benchmark CLB of 5 or higher. However, some occupations may have higher language requirements, so it's important to check the NSPNP website for the specific requirements for your occupation. Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program Processing Time. The processing time for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program can vary depending on various factors, such as the volume of applications, the completeness of your application, and the complexity of your case. Typically, the processing time ranges from 3 to 6 months. Conclusion: applying for the Nova Scotia Provincial Nominee Program can be a complex process, but with the right information and guidance, it can be a smooth and successful experience. Remember to check your eligibility, find a job in Nova Scotia, and provide all required documents when submitting your application. And don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more useful tips and insights on working abroad. Good luck!